भजनी रोम रोम से निकले तेरे, रोम रोम से निकले तेरे। राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर। गहरा सागर टूटी नैया, गहरा सागर टूटी नैया, जीवन धरणी राम की वैया, जीवन धरणी राम की वैया। पार करेंगे राम जपा कर, पार करेंगे राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर। सार तत्व की खोज किए जा, सार तत्व की खोज किए जा, प्रेम सरस रस रोज पिए जा, प्रेम सरस रस रोज पिए जा। पार करेंगे राम जपा कर, पार करेंगे राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर। भज मन राम, भज मन राम, पांडुरंग श्रीरंग भज मन राम, भज मन राम, भज मन राम, पांडुरंग श्रीरंग भज मन राम। भज मन यदुवर, भज मन मुरहर, रामचंद्र के दूता हनुमंता आंजनेय, प्रभु रामचंद्र के दूता हनुमंता आंजनेय, तेरे पावन पुत्र हनुमंता बलवीरा आंजनेय, तेरे पावन पुत्र हनुमंता बलवीरा आंजनेय, बलवीरा आंजनेय, बलवीरा आंजनेय, बलवीरा 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 आंजनेय, बलवीरा 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 आंजनेय, बलवीरा आंजनेय, बलवीरा आंजनेय, बलवीरा आंजनेय, जय हो जय हो जय हो आंजनेय, 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 प्रभु रामचंद्र के दूता हनुमंता आंजनेय, प्रभु रामचंद्र के दूता हनुमंता आंजनेय, हनुमंता आंजनेय, हनुमंता आंजनेय। So, should I do the introduction? Oh. Yes. Okay. Hari Om everyone. Okay. Obstacle course.
Why could have come here?
Yeah. No, it's okay. I'll be loud enough. Sure. Hari Om everyone. Welcome to all of you for this wonderful prasanga from Ramcharitmanas. Kalkaji needs no introduction, but yet, I will just read a short note of introduction to her and welcome her in our midst. Brahmacharini Kalka was born in India and brought up in the United States. She completed her studies in California. She was inspired to devote her life to the study and service of Sanatana Dharma by the vision of Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmaya. She completed the residential Vedanta course under Chinmaya Mission Trinidad and Tobago in 2014. She is currently posted to Chinmaya Ramadut, New Jersey, teaching for adults and children. Welcome, Kalkaji.
Right, so I'm sure just
what do you want me to do?
It's going big, so is it like the?
I think it's going to run out of oil.
Can everyone hear me?
Is this clear?
which way?
In the Shruti Ingrela, it's quite high, so it might be G sharp. I'm thinking. Take it out.
start with a short opening prayer, and then we're going to learn the Mangala Charan for Ayodhya Kanda. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma virvishavahai. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. So Hari Om, welcome to everyone. I'm very, very honored to be here with all of you today, and also to be studying and reflecting on Sri Ramcharitamanas. It's a very beautiful text. And I just have one small question. How many people are familiar with Ramcharitamanas? A little bit. And how many people came to know about it but did not grow up with it? I also didn't actually. I only learned when I came to Vedanta course, because it is very popular in North India. And it is part of the Bhakti Marga. That Bhakti tradition is very strong in North. And so a lot of people, they have grown up with it their whole life. But for me, I came to it only as a student, but really have fallen in love with it. It's so beautiful. And even our Puja Guruji, he has said, Puja Guruji is master at Ramcharitamanas. But even Guruji, it was because Puja Gurudev assigned him to take up this text that he also came to learn about it. So we're all in the same boat. What that means. So I'll just tell you a little bit about this text. It was composed by Goswami Tulsi Ji. And Tulsi Ji had a very interesting background. He was born in 16th century. He was there in that time. That actually makes him a contemporary of Shakespeare, which is quite interesting. And the story goes that Tulsi Ji, he had what others considered very inauspicious beginnings, because he was in his mother's womb for 12 months. And when he was born looking like a 5-year-old child. And when he was born, actually his mother passed away. So due to all of these things, I mean, I'm sure even if we came across it, we would be a little bit taken aback. So people thought he had some inauspicious beginning. Father also was not there. Mother was not there. And this little 5-year-old, what was happening is, first thing he said was Ram. So he was named as Ram Bhola. One who says Ram. That itself should have been a clue that he was good. But people, human beings, if there's one thing we do really well, is do opposite of what is good for us. So people thought this is inauspicious child. No one wanted to take care of him. And there was one maid servant. She very lovingly was taking care of this child. But after another 5 years, she also passed away. It is said that at that time, Mother Parvati herself came in the guise of a, Brahmini, and she came there and fed that child, took care of him. After some time, he was taken under the wing of one great saint named as Sri Narahari Das. And you will find in the Mangala Charan of the Balakanda, he refers Narahari, Rupa. So this is reference to his guru, Sri Narahari Das. And under his guru, he studied many different texts. He went to Kashi and studied there for 10, 15 years. He studied all different Veda, Upanishads, Purana, everything he studied. And after that, only he got married. And what happened was, even though he was very, very scholarly, his devotion at that time had yet to fully ripen. Now all springtime is coming. You're seeing all the leaves coming on the trees. We all know in winter, spring, the seeds are there, but not yet ready to blossom. So he was there, but he was not quite ready to take it up fully. Now what happened? We can reflect. He did not have mother. He grew up a very difficult childhood. So he became very attached to his wife because that love was there between them. But what happened? He got overly attached. You are too attached. And there's one, these days, I guess we would call it an urban legend. But urban legend goes that what happened? He was so attached that anytime his wife, he could not easily find her, he used to get very worried. Oh, where is she? Where is she? What's happening? This is probably early days, huh? There we are now. So one day, it so happened, she went to visit her parents. And she didn't leave any note or anything. So he came home, he found she's not there, and he became so, agitated, running, looking for her. Then he went all the way to her parents' house, and he, like that in all Bollywood movie, in the nighttime, he's calling to her, "Where are you? Where have you gone? Why have you left me?" She was getting so frustrated. She came outside, she said, "Look, I've just come to visit my parents. You can't even be away from me even for 2 minutes." He said, "If you had same amount of love for Ram that you have looking for me, you would have gotten moksha already." So she said that, and it was like one bulb went off for him. It is said that after that time, he renounced that and he fully devoted himself to seeking and searching for the Lord. This was the catalyst. In chemistry class, we learned about that. You have, that solution is there. But until the right thing comes in contact, it will not ignite. No? Right thing has to come. So after that time, he devoted himself to Bhagwan Shri Rama. That was his Ishta Devata. He has so much love for Ram. And some time went on, and he became inspired to compose Ramayana. Now, it so happened that, see, it might come to us in the form of Avhadi, but Tulsidas ji was a learned scholar in all fields. So first, he did what any scholar would do. He began composing in Sanskrit. And he was composing, but something mysterious kept happening. Every time he would compose, when he would wake up the next morning, those papers would be missing. He was wondering what's going on. So he kept going. Then one night, he had a dream. And in that dream, Bhagavan Shiva came in that dream and said, "Do not compose it in Sanskrit, compose in Awadhi. Compose in that local language." Awadhi is a dialect very close to Hindi, and it is spoken, in fact, it is the dialect that was spoken in Ayodhya. So it's that language. It's the language of the people. So then now that knowledge was there, the catalyst of devotion was there, and guidance from God also has come. So Tulsidas ji began to compose, and that Ramcharitamanas just flowed like that. And in it, it is an extraordinary text. It is over 11,000 verses. Okay, 11,000. Huh? And they're not only verses, they also rhyme. And in that rhyming, he has put all Vedas, Upanishads, Bhakti, everything is in that text. There's something so amazing about it. In fact, it is considered one of the most popular texts in Sanatana Dharma. there is in Bhakti Marga what is considered as Prasthana Trayi. This means the three main texts of that path. So the three main texts are Narada Bhakti Sutra, Bhagavatam, and this Ramcharitamanas. Now, I studied, as you heard in the introduction, in Trinidad and Tobago. It is an island. Now, how did Indians come to be on that island? I'll tell you all the truth. When I went to study there, I had no idea there were Indians there. I didn't know there was an island called Trinidad and Tobago at that time, and when I found out, but when I saw courses happening, I said, I'm going to go. And I actually did, how Google Maps, you can put in the address. So I put in the address, but at that time, that Google satellite used to come every 2 years and take a photograph. So photographs could be outdated by up to 2 years, 2+. So in that photograph, the ashram was not there in the photograph. It just looked like sugarcane field. So I said, I don't even know where the class is going to happen. But when I got there, what is amazing is that the Indian diaspora that has landed in all these different places, they are people that came from Uttar Pradesh, Bihar. And many of them that came, they are village people, simple village people. Reading and writing, only few people used to know how to do that. And you won't just find it in Trinidad, but there are Indians that have settled in Fiji, in Mauritius, Suriname, so many different places, South America. In fact, recently, Chinmaya Mission has just opened Guyana Center. Guyana is in South America. Now, what is amazing is all of these places you will find this Ramcharitamanas is very much deeply part of that culture. In fact, Trinidad is called the Ramayana country. And what they used to do, such a beautiful, we all have to, you're all blessed, we go and see. But even now, if I used to ask some of the, grandparents there, they used to tell, after working in the field, they all came as laborers. They will sit together and sing this Ramcharitamanas. Even now, they sing. They don't call it a satsanga, they call it as Ramayana. So whether it is Gita, Upanishad, doesn't matter. They say, we're going to Ramayana. So nice. Now, in this, it is constructed in that Awadhi language so that everyone can appreciate. The simple person, anybody can enjoy it. The music makes it so harmonious that you can the mind just takes to music. Ask your kids, what does it say in biology textbook? They can't tell you. You ask them, what did, Harry Styles or someone sing? They can give you all the lyrics. True. We don't know who he is. Or don't look up with it. But all the music, we know all of the Hindi songs, Tamil songs. I was a weird kid. I used to listen to Tamil music, so I used to know all the words, but I didn't know what they meant. I didn't know everything they meant, with all the old ones, 90s, SPB, all those. So the words are easily graspable by the mind. And in it, he has put highest knowledge in a very understandable way. If we spend even a little time with some of these words we're going to see now in this 5 days, you'll be amazed. Because what is unique is Valmiki ji has written Ramayana in such a way. See, Rama is avatara of Bhagavan Vishnu. Now, that avatara, it is said that avatara can take on different aspects. That Lord has different, Lord cannot be divided into parts, but for the sake of explanation, they will tell us that different avatars will manifest to different amount, And in Valmiki ji's Ramayana, he has spoken about the Lord's avatara as being Maryada Purusha, meaning highest expression of man. Okay, perfect human. He does not explicitly talk about Ram as also being Brahman as also being Ishvara, you know. But in this Ramcharitamanas, Tulsidas ji blends both of those viewpoints and does not, we get confused. If Brahman is, Nirguna, Nirakara, how can also be Ishvara? Then how can Bhagavan come also as Avatara? All those questions come to our mind. And if we don't know anything, the question also doesn't come. That's nice too. So, Tulsidas has woven all of these, has explained it so beautifully, done it in musical style extensively. And the best part is every ounce of it is soaked in devotion and love. Sometimes you have to choose what you're going to get. Especially sometimes you'll go in, if you go to a restaurant, they'll have that lunch special. They'll say you want soup or you want salad. You want this or that. Choose which entree. All these things they'll ask you. And we have to choose. Oh, if I choose the soup, then what if I miss out on the salad? What if the salad is really good? Then we get the soup. Then the person that comes with us, they get the salad. Then you look at their salad and think, I should have gotten that one. Doesn't that happen? This is what mind does. We always think, what are we missing? Nice thing about this is you never miss anything. Everything you are getting in one place. There's a joy of Ramcharitamanas. And that we also as seekers, you get all the rasa of bhakti, you get all the wisdom of jnana, and much more beyond that we cannot use words also to explain. So, of course, when this Tulsi Ramayana was completed, he presented it because he was there in Kashi. And the Panditas who were there, all wise people, they said, this is not in Sanskritam. How can you write about such topic in a language that is not Sanskrit? And they gave him some pushback. They were very difficult to deal with. So then they decided, okay, we are going to test this text. And in that Kashi Vishwanatha temple, they put all Sanskrita texts above, and they put this Ramcharitamanas at the bottom. And they locked the doors. Now what happened? The next day when they opened, what did they find? That text had come to the top, and it is said that Lord Shiva's signature is there. Now what other proof you need? Sometimes we, even though it is good, until someone tells us, all of us know value of yoga. Now that in West, they're appreciating yoga. Now we feel, yoga is great. It was there all the time. Now we'll go and learn from when our parents, grandparents, they were all doing, my grandfather used to do yoga. He used to do that upside down one, and apparently as a baby, I used to go and pull his mustache. Easy access. So after that had happened, then this Ramcharitamanas came to be praised. Everyone came to access it. And even to this day, it is living text. You don't need someone to interpret it for us. Even if we read it, we understand. That is a beauty. Right. So then a few other things about it is split into what are called as 7 kandas. The English word for it is canto. But I also don't know what canto means. Kanda is nice. So 7 kandas, 7 sections. So there's Bala Kanda, then Ayodhya Kanda, Aranya Kanda, then Kishkinda Kanda, Sundar Kanda, Lanka Kanda, Uttar Kanda. These 7 are there. It is said that these 7 are like the 7 steps leading to the Manasarovar lake. It's the dwelling place of Lord Shiva. So, meaning that as we take the steps of this journey, we also come to that Manasarovar, to complete fulfillment. Whatever that word means for us, we can feel that. Jnani will say, oh, complete fulfillment is to become Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. For Bhakta, they will say complete fulfillment is to be in the abode of my Ishtadevata, my Lord. wise person will say, why do I have to choose between the two? So whatever that fulfillment is, we reach it through this journey. Now this section, it is called Chaudaha Bhuvan. Chaudaha means 14. Bhuvan means homes. And we are going to see, today we'll just see the Mangalacharan, because even the Mangalacharan is so beautiful. But 14 homes means that Bhagavan Shri Rama, Mother Sita and Lakshmanji, they have now, to set the stage, they have left Ayodhya, and all the people of Ayodhya, you should read that section, they're all following, and Bhagavan Shri Rama has to lead them, how they would have felt. So he has left them, and the three of them have come to Prayag. Then they are come to the Yamuna river. They take the blessings of the river, and they are walking along the river, and all the village people are seeing them, getting darshan. And then they continue and they arrive at Sage Valmiki Ji's ashrama. And such a nice dialogue is going to happen. And what is the dialogue? That Lord Rama saying, "Oh sage, we are supposed to seek your guidance. Please tell us where in this forest we should dwell." And Valmiki Ji, we're going to see, but he's so funny, we shouldn't think that there's not humor also. There's humor too. All Navarasa is there in art, right? Navarasa means 9 flavors of art. What can the art bring out? Can bring out feeling of love, Shringara, can bring out, Raudra, meaning anger, can bring out Hasya, laughter. So in this Ramcharitamanas, all 9 are there. So Tulsi Dashi is very funny also. So what does Sage Valmiki Ji say? He says, "You are asking me where to live? Bhagavan, you pervade this entire universe. There's not one iota that can exist without your presence. You are asking me where to live. First tell me where you are not, then I can tell you where you can live." But then very lovingly, he gives all the different places, meaning how bhaktas reach the Lord, how they think about the Lord, how they connect with Bhagavan. He gives 14 very beautiful examples of the places in the bhakta that Lord resides, in their ears, in their heart, in their voice, in their thoughts. So nice. Because what is this telling us? Bhagavan, you are everywhere, you are everything, you are here even now. But how do we tune into you? How do we access? And it is through love, bhakti. So that is going to come. So let us start first with the Mangalacharan. You will all see that. And first what I'll do is I'll chant the words and then you all please repeat. Okay. Everyone sees Mangalacharan? Yes. Yasyanke cha vibhati.
Yasyanke cha vibhati
Bhudara sutta Deva pagamastake
Deva pagamastake
Pala viduttale Chadaranam Yasyorasi vyadarat Soyam bhuti vibhushana
Soyam bhuti
Ravara
Suravara
Sarvadhipa sarvada Sharva sarvagatha
Shiva
Shashinibha
Shashinibha
Shri Shankara Patuma
Shri Shankara
Prasannatayam Nagatabhishekatah तथा नमम्ले
तथा नमम्ले
वनवास दुःखतः
वनवास दुःखतः
मुखाम्बुजश्री
मुखाम्बुजश्री
रघुनन्दनस्य मे
रघुनन्दनस्य मे
सदास्तु सा
सदास्तु सा
मञ्जुलमङ्गलप्रदा
मञ्जुलमङ्गलप्रदा
नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमला
नीलाम्बुजश्री
समारोपितवामभागम्
सीता
पाणौ महासायकचारुचापम्
पाणौ
नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम् नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम् So this is the invocation, Mangalacharan, for Ayodhya Kand. Many of us might be familiar with Balakand. This is Ayodhya Kand. This is now that portion where it starts in Ayodhya, but then it is their journey into the forest. Now this shloka, the first one, it is referring to, well, we will see now, Yasya Ange Cha Vibhati Bhudara Sutta. Salutations, at the end, it says, well, not salutations, it says, Patu Mam, please protect me. Protect me who? The one who has on the limb has Bhudara Sutta. Bhudara means the mountain, Sutta means the daughter. Mountain's daughter, shining, resplendent on the lap. This is Parvati Devi, who has Parvati Devi, and that Cha is there, Cha means and who also has Deva Paga, the river of the gods, on the Mastaka. Mastaka means the forehead, head. This is Ganga, who has both this mountain's daughter, Hima's daughter. Hima's the, Himalaya is there, right? Alaya means abode of Himavan. So Himavan is, then his daughter is Parvati Devi. So shining there, who has now this, actually before we move from there, Parvati Devi, she represents Shraddha, because we saw in Balakanda, in that invocation, it says, Bhavani Shankarau Vande Shraddha Vishwasarupinau. It says, salutations to Bhavani and Shankara, who are Shraddha and Vishwas. So Shraddha belongs to Mother Parvati, devotion. So that, actually Shraddha is not devotion, it is faith. It is, normally in English, it is translated as faith. But this word, Sanskritam, if we all study even a little bit, you will be amazed at the depth that we understand what these words really mean. Shraddha comes from this word called as Shrat. Shrat means a truth, very close to Sat. Shrat Datta iti Shraddha. That which lends the ability to hold the truth is called as Shraddha. Now, when I first heard this, I also was not quite sure exactly what does that mean. What is Shraddha? What does this definition mean? Ability to hold the truth. Now, let us think. If there's a sponge and there's a rock, okay? Now, and you have some water. You pour that water on the rock, water will just fall right off. You pour that same water on a sponge. What happens? The sponge is porous. So the sponge soaks up that water, it expands, it contains the water within itself. So the water doesn't run out. So also the mind is same way. Okay. Mind, some people, hard like a rock. No matter, you can tell them 1,000 times, they won't listen. Don't look at anyone, okay? In Chini, they have really nice sayings, One saying is, this is not meant to go in anyone's garden. I'm not throwing it in anyone's garden, meaning it's not meant for anyone in particular. You are saying, I know exactly who I am. But one who has that mind that is not ready, has no ability to even listen with open mind, they'll say that, right? Open mind. That person, even best knowledge can be given to that person, it cannot absorb. So Shraddha is that quality of the mind which allows it to absorb the truth when it is heard. That is Shraddha. Faith is a very pale word in comparison to that. Shraddhate, iti Shraddha. That which lends the mind ability to hold on to that truth. We can hold on to world also. This is why, actually, once you start picking up one thing, all things start to actually come together in a very interesting way. It is said, what is it? Man is made by the Shraddha that he holds. Shraddha mayoyam purushaha. It is given in Gita. Man is his Shraddha. We can have Shraddha in a worldly thing. We can have Shraddha in spiritual thing also. Some people, 100% their faith is in stock market. They won't come for satsang, but religiously they will look at NASDAQ, and in the old days you had to open the paper and you used to follow what is going on with my stocks. That they have Shraddha in that. And spiritual person has Shraddha in spiritual matters, right? So on the lap of Bhagavan Shiva is Mother Parvati, representing the Shraddha, and also Ganga. Ganga, there's two ways we have traditionally that Ganga is seen. Ganga is seen as Jnana Ganga, which is knowledge. Of course, knowledge must be the head only. But in Ramcharitamanas itself, in Balakanda, Tulsi Dashi gives us Rama Bhakti Jaha Surasaridhara. That this Ganga is also Ram Bhakti. So in that way, we can see that both Shraddha and Bhakti are given. With Lord Shiva, who is Adi Guru. So he is consciousness, he is, Guru also. So all three are now mentioned in that very first line. And who is Lord Shiva? Why is Lord Shiva invoked? Because Tulsi Dasji's Ishta Devata is Lord Rama. Lord Rama's Ishta Devata is Lord Shiva. So the praise is given, that invocation is given for Lord Shiva. And who is he? Continues. Bhale Bala Vidurkale. He has both that moon, right? Moon, and he also has the Garala or the poison. Both are there. Moon is there on the crescent moon is there on the jata, and the poison is there in the throat. Okay. So what does that mean? That moon is considered as the life-giving nectar, that which is the antidote to all, ill humors is moon. And he also has poison in the throat. So this Lord Shiva is Nirdvandva. He is beyond all pairs of opposites. Meaning within him, all opposites are contained, and yet he's beyond both. So both are indicated, right? Through the crescent moon and then this poison there. And then Yasya Urasi Vyalarat, on the chest is given. I have to keep track of this time because we can spend a whole time on this only. I know. See, and Kannanji has come to play tabla. We're not even at the. I can't help it. This is so beautiful. On that, Urasi means the chest. Vyalarat is the king of all serpents, Sheshanak. Now, snake, I'll just tell you one thing. Urasi reminds me, there's one word for snake. It is called as Uraga. Ga means to go. Ura means Ura's chest. Can you guess why it's called Uraga? Any guess? Because snake is the one that moves on its chest. It goes on its chest. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's because that's my whole thing. I really enjoy these words. They're so nice. Okay, so on the chest, he has the Seshanag. So Sheshanag is this word Shesha means what is left over. What is left over? Remainder. So in this, it means as Sheshanaga is time. Time. Because time is that which everything passes through time and everything disappears, but what remains is time. So that Shesha, that snake represents time. Time is that which is causing fear for all beings. But for Bhagavan, there's no fear of that time. Time is he's not afraid. So he is Nirbhaya. And it's fine for Lord to be Nirbhaya, but when we do salutations, when we seek his protection, we also become Nirbhaya. Huh? So one who is beyond time. Then, so that Yasya Urasi Vyalavat, then Saha Ayam, he who is the one who is Bhuti Vibhushana, who has as Vibhushana. Vibhushana means decoration. This Bhuti means the ashes. Huh? Bhuti means the ashes. So his decoration is ashes. And where do we get ashes from? From burning something. So in that, see, people sometimes they're a little afraid of Lord Shiva because he likes to hang out at the smashana, at the cremation ground. And we don't even want to drive past the cremation ground. We don't know, what is there? It shows that it is not the physical body that has to be burned, but our identification with that body, when it is burnt in the fire of knowledge, that which remains as the ashes of that becomes now beautiful adornment. That is why when we see the great masters, they have burnt this identification. And what remains, which is that physical form, becomes just a shining beacon for all other beings. No? When we look at them, we see that Jivan Mukta, how they are our example, how they become our inspiration, our teacher. So that form is there. So this is that Bhuti. So Lord Shiva wears that as the decoration. He is adorned with that, meaning he is the one who grants us that which is beyond all this fear of life and birth and death. Then Suravaraha, best among gods, first among gods, Sarvadipa, and who is Lord among all of them, Lord of them. Adhipa means Lord, Master, like that. Sarvada, who is there eternally as their Lord, and Sharva means the destroyer. And if we put that word Sarvada, Sharvaha means one eternally is destroying something. So, see, sometimes this is interesting, huh? We're afraid of things getting destroyed. But truth is, any trust that we have, any attachment we have to that which is in the realm of time, it will be destroyed whether we like it or not. Have you ever seen a little kid? If they don't hold on to that balloon, it goes in the air. Then they sit and cry, the balloon is gone. I was always curious, what happens to that balloon? Does it go into outer space and then there's a lot of outer balloons in outer space? Anyway, so that balloon, okay, nature of the balloon is to go up. If you don't hold on to it and it goes up, go up. We don't cry. Because why? We feel we are very mature. Okay, these kids, they're so silly. They're crying over this balloon, but that's the nature of balloon. We are same. We have so much attachment to this world. The nature of the world is to go. Just like balloon goes up, world goes out. Either world goes or we go. One or the other, always going. But what happens? Our attachment is so much that we do not recognize that, and then we cry. Our toys are just different. That's all. Kids, it is a balloon. For us, it is something else. So this destruction, that sorrow that we feel when this something is lost to us or we go through some difficulty, it is actually a great blessing. If we learn from it, then it helps us to detach. It's great compassion, actually, that Bhagavan gives us those challenges. So that is one context in which destruction, we can think about it in that sense. Also, Bhagavan is only one. Guru is the only one. Lord Shiva is Adi Guru. Guru is only one that can permanently destroy our ignorance. So we invoke his blessings for this also. And Sarvagataha. Sarvagata means one who has gone everywhere. That's literally what the word means, huh? Gone everywhere. You'll see in the English translation, they are giving it as omnipresent. One who is everywhere. One who has gone everywhere means one who is everywhere. And you know, this is what is funny, huh? When Bhagavan takes avatara, we shouldn't think, oh, if Lord is here, who is in Vaikuntha? There's vacancy. Maybe he has a subletter. If our kids go to college, we're looking for sublet for the apartment. Maybe someone is subletting Vaikuntha while Bhagavan is here. Or if Lord Shiva takes form as Hanumanji, then someone who is there in Kailash, making sure that this Ganesha and Kartikeya are not coming up to any mischief. That is not taking care. This doubt is there. Bhagavan is one who can do whatever Bhagavan wishes. Bhagavan is omnipresent, meaning he is both pervading everything and takes form. So, Sarvagataha, one who is all-pervasive everywhere. Shivaha, Shivaha refers to consciousness, pure consciousness. Shashinibhaha means one who is shining or resembling that moon. Shashi actually means rabbit, but there's one story that there's one rabbit on the moon. So then Shashin is referred to as moon. So Shashi Nibha, one who shines like moon. That one, Shri Shankara, that Bhagavan Shankara who is Shankaroti ti Shankara, one who bestows peace, Shanti. Sham means Shanti. Patumam, please protect me. Please protect me. In this world, everything we are looking for is in this verse. So if I come to see that, instead of looking here, there, everywhere for joy and contentment, if I look for it in the right place, I'll find it. It is said, Lord is both farthest thing from us and closest thing from us. You know how? If you've ever played, those of you who have grandkids, if you've ever played this thing, hide and seek. No? Say you're sitting there, closed eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, we're counting. Open the eyes, we're looking everywhere. Where are they? Where are they? Look everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Not finding them. What happens? You turn around, you find they are hiding right behind you in that cabinet. As long as I am faced outward, never find them. They are farthest. You can go infinitely far, no? Moment we turn within, there. So Lord is both that which is infinitely far and infinitely close. Just depending where we look. So like that. Lord, you please protect me. Then the next 2 verses are for our Bhagavan Sri Rama. And these verses are also so beautiful, huh? Prasannatam. Ya means here, it's interesting. This verse is not referring to Lord Rama exactly. It is referring to Mukha Ambuja Shri. Shri means Kanti, the resplendent, shining Mukha, face. That is like lotus. The resplendence on that lotus face. That is the subject of this verse. That resplendence which is Gata Abhishekaha. In the moment of the Abhisheka or coronation, that resplendence which is Prasannata, it is very peaceful resplendence. That peaceful resplendence did not go when Lord Rama heard about the Abhishek, about the coronation, meaning he did not get excited, super duper excited. Have you ever seen kids when they get some really amazing present? They like lose their mind. You can't even calm them down. You have to like, okay, sit, wait. That's why all the videos they'll show that. So that peacefulness did not get agitated by hearing about the coronation. Neither did it vanavasa dukkataha namamre. Neither did it get diminished when hearing that had to go to the forest. The dukkha of going to the forest. When I was a kid, I used to think, but forest is like adventure only. People go camping. People love to go camping. Maybe it's not so bad. Now as an adult, now I realize we don't even want to go without Wi-Fi. Let alone without, when you go packing, I don't know how it happens. Your whole suitcase is filled. There's no room to buy anything also because we think we need so many things. I have morning cream. I have night cream. I have walking socks. I have also water shoes. So many different things we have to take. This Lord Rama, he was not even like us. He was king, prince. He slept on softest bed. All attendants to think about every wish. Then that Rama had to go to forest. The soft feet also. And Mother Sita. It is said, when Sita says, I'm going with my Ram, he said, Devi, you get scared even seeing a picture of a monkey. You're going to the forest. How is that possible? So that creates sorrow, actually, great suffering. Body has to go through suffering. Mind is okay, but body has to physically suffer so much. At neither prospect did that prasannata change. That glow is what is being praised here. How beautiful. And that glow of who? Raghunanda. To that, Sadastu sa manjula mangala prada. It is the one which is giver. Prada means giver of all mangala, auspiciousness, which is manjula, beautiful. Beautiful auspiciousness. It is quite interesting. See, even this is called Mangalacharan, invoking auspiciousness. Sometimes it's hard for us to know what is really good for us. That which is really in our best, highest good, there's never any downside to that. Everything else in life, every other pleasure, there's some downside. You have gulab jamun. Taste is very good. Downside is high sugar. Or, downside is you have to get new pants or something. Gulab jamun. So there's always the other side. Any worldly joy we have, there's some other side to that. But this type of mangala is the one, it only brings joy, no downside. Nothing, no fine print. These days, the commercials for all of the drugs, they're getting scarier by the day. They're like, for this, only side effect is liver problem, heart problem, possibility of death. But benefit is maybe I don't know, whatever benefit they are trying to give you. This has no downside, no fine print, no hidden print. Okay, so that mangala, that is called as mangala. Nothing else is mangala really. Okay, so that which is so beautiful, please bring that mangala to me. That is the prayer. May I also have that prasannata. If we can get that, life is not a problem at all. So then this next one, very, very famous. Neela bhujasya malakomalangam Sita samaropita vama bhagam Vanau mahasayaka charu chapam Namami ramam prayuvam. Namami, I do my salutations to that Rama who is Raghuvamsha Natha, who is Lord of this Raghuvamsha, entire lineage, Raghuvamsh. And now each pada is quite beautiful. One who is Neela Ambuja, Shyamala, Komala, whose anga limbs are all komal, soft, delicate, tender, fragrant. No, all of these words are for komal. And they are Shyamala. Shyamala means dark. Dark like what? Blue lotus. Invariably, if I ever have classes or sessions with the kids, if they ask questions, they'll ask, is God really blue? No, because they think he is blue like Shankarji's shirt. But in fact, the blue that they're talking about is, if you see in the thunder clouds, when the thunderstorm is coming, how it has that almost purple, dark, that color. Bhagavan is that color. So like that soft limbs that are shining blue, like that blue lotus, his limbs are like that. And then Sita Samaropita. Samaropita means accompanied by Sita Devi, and who is enthroned on the left side, it is said. Okay, left side is Sita Devi, and then in the hands, okay, is this Mahasayaka. Mahasayaka means the great bow. Sayaka means bow. And this bow is called as Kodanda. Kodanda Rama we've heard, right? So Kodanda is the name of the bow. And with the Charu Chapam. Charu means the arrow. Okay, holding that arrow, and then that one, holds the arrow and the bow. Now, there's actually very interesting meaning here. Why? Charu means beautiful. And then Chapa means arrow. So he's holding beautiful arrow. What makes arrow beautiful? It's an arrow, right? Because he is holding. Good. Also, because that arrow is infallible.
Yeah, never misses mark.
Never misses the mark. That arrow, goes exactly where it is meant to go. Many of us, we attempt many things, but are we effective at what we attempt? Bhagavan is one who, for him, he is called as a Satya Sankalpa, meaning whatever thought is there, it is as good as done. I have exact opposite. There's one nice story, that there was a bhakta who wrote to Puja Gurudev asking about starting a business. And he wrote one letter to Gurudev. And he sent the letter asking advice. I have this idea, I'd like to start this business. Gurudev, do you think it's a good? Will you bless it? Send. Gurudev sent back a reply. He said, no, you should not start this business. Why? He said, because the date that you wrote this letter, people, they write the date, right? And the date that you postmarked it, very different. Meaning you wrote the letter weeks before you posted it. That kind of laziness, you will never be successful. Amazing. How Gurudev noted that. And this is something slowly I'm starting to realize. If we have a problem or an issue in one place in our life, it is the same problem we have everywhere in our life. It is not that we only have this problem here and not there. Same problem. So that procrastination, that kind of thing, we can never achieve that goal, So his arrow is that which goes exactly where it is meant to go. And another very interesting two ways that this verse has also been spoken about by the Santa Mahatmas is, some say that this verse, very famous, this verse encompasses all 7 khandas. How does it encompass all 7? Because one has the soft limbs only in that bala, when they're child, Children have such soft, that baby, So that softness comes at that age. So that first pada refers to fourth refers to Balagand. Then Sita Samaropita, that meeting of Sita, going with Sita to the forest, comes in Ayodhya. And they are together. And then in the subsequent one, Aranyakan onwards, he has the bow and arrow. He's taking them. And then finally, Namami Ramam Raghuvamshanatham, he becomes Lord of Raghuvamsha in Uttarakhand at the end. So in this, all 7 khandas are represented as one. Another way we can also see is, and remember, these are not either or. These are all at once. Okay. That is something very unique to Sanatana Dharma. Also, we can see that in the first pada, it refers to Lord alone. Nilam Bhujashyamala Komalangam. So it refers to Ishvara, actually Brahman. Brahman in purest state, undifferentiated state, as the absolute. First one. And that second pada is when Lord operates through Maya, Sita Devi. So that is Ishvara is indicated by the second pada. And in the third pada, it refers to Avatar. When he takes up, because in Gita it says, right? Why does Lord take up Avatar? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamya. I take up that form whenever there is decline in dharma. That is why he's with the bow and arrow. All 3 are also indicated. See, huh? So that bow and arrow is holding, that beautiful arrow that goes where it has to go. Now we can get to the verse. Okay, now we can get to next chapter. Okay, yeah, very good. Oh, very good. Okay, so now I'm just going to give you all little information how we sing the chaupai. So you're going to see, we're not going to sing the that first doha. Turn the page and you'll see chaupai. It starts with Age Ramu. Seeing that? Yes. Good. So on that, with each line, I'll sing that avadi. You can all sing along, and then what you'll sing as the chorus is Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ram Jaya 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 Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya 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 Ram. I think you must have all done this for Sundarkanda, but that line will be sung, then that chorus. So like that, we'll do the chaupai. Okay. So I'll sing the verse first so that you can get a sense of it, and then we'll start with the chaupai song. Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ram Jaya Rama Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. 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 Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Ramachandra ki.
Jai.
Wonderful. Okay. So this begins on that after leaving behind the villagers along that Yamuna river, what happens is now Ram, Lakshmana, Sita, Bhagwan, they are all walking through the forest. And how that walking is done, Tulsi Dashti has explained so beautifully. So we have to try and picture it in our mind's eye. Many times, especially, one thing I've realized is that as adults, when we're kids, we read a lot of storybooks and all nice things like that. When we get older, we're usually reading things like documents, tax papers, office papers, all of these things, some headline. They are very dry. Not just dry, but they are, I don't know how to describe it, but very rough. And we're so focused on those things, their figures and facts and these sorts of things, that imagination, being able to picture something in the mind, being able to let go, very hard. So I'm saying that because when we read these words, let's not try to hear the words, let's try to see the image in the mind. And if we cannot, let's practice it at home. That's what they tell us, right? So what is it? Aage Ram Lakhan ban panche, tapas besha birajat kanche. So in the front, Aage, coming Ram. And which Rama? The one that we just described. Neelam Pujashyamala Komalangam, that prasannata on that face. We have to see all of that, okay? To put it all together in the mind. So that Rama was coming in the front, and Lakhan, it's Lakshmanji, is coming in the Panche in the back. Okay. And in Avadi, what we'll find is Avadi has almost 70% Sanskrit words, but they'll sometimes change it slightly to make the words sweeter. Lakshmana, it's hard to say. And then you're supposed to say like that. Lakshmana. But Lakhana, very easy. No? And that Shurpanakha, They'll say Supnakhya. When I first heard that, I was thinking they're saying it wrong. No, that is that sweetness of that dialect. No? So Lakhan is in the back. And who is in the middle then? Mother Sita. Because why? They have to protect her. So anything coming in the front, Lord Rama is there. And in the back, Lakshmana is there to protect. So Mother Sita is coming. And in which garb they are coming? Tapasa Vesha. Vesha means Vesha is there in Tamil also. Vesha. So that clothing, in the clothing of the tapas, meaning like the saints or sages. No, in the bark, this kind. Virajata Kanche. So like that, they are very, it is obvious they are in that guise. And then, so that was Ubhaya Bichar. So in between the two of them, Mother Sita is shining there. Like what? So Hati Kaise. She shines like that Maya, which is Brahma, Jiva, Vicha, Maya Jaise. That Rama, Lakshmana, and Mother Sita in between, shining like Brahman is Lord Rama. That Maya is there, and then Jiva is there. So shining like that. So that is one description, that the three of them are walking, and this is, they are Brahma, Maya, Jiva, like that they are coming. And then, Tulsi Dashji, it is such a enchanting image for him that he cannot leave it there. So then he says, let me give some other nice upama. Upama is not upma, okay? Upama means measurement or example. Yeah, ma means to measure. So upama means a measurement that is close. So something that is close in measurement. And pramana means that which is the best form of measurement. That's why it's authority. See, once you know that Sanskrit is so interesting. Pramana comes from that ma. Okay, upama. So another one is bahurikaha chavi jasimana basayi. To illustrate that beauty, my mind can give another example. Jasi, like mana, my mind can give another one. What is that? She also seemed, if the picture is as though that Madana, Kamadev, was going, and behind, in the middle, was coming Rati, his consort, and at the end came this Madhu. Madhu is perfect because it means Vasanta season, Vasanta Navaratri. So Vasanta means springtime, because it is said, what is the time of Kamadev? Is springtime. Everything's springing, right? So springtime is when all the birds, all the animals, they're all coming back to life, and all new life is coming. So that new life is accomplished by Kamadev. So springtime season. So like that they were coming. This Kamadev, his consort Rati. Kamadev is also known as one Mana comes there. What's his name? Manoj. Manoja is, that name is there, right? Manoja. Manmatha is also there. Manoja is also a name for Kamadev. Why? Because where does Kamadev live? Ja means to be born. Man is the mind. So he's the one who's born in the mind, that Kamadev. So how enchanting he must be. Manmatha also. Manmathana means one who churns the mind. Mathana means to churn. So Manmathana, that Kamadev which stirs that mind. So how beautiful his form must be. So like that, they were coming. And another example or another illustration is as though Buddha, Vidhu, Bija, Rohini, Sohi. So that Buddha is the Chandrama, full moon, and behind that full moon is Rohini, that Rohini nakshatra, star, and Buddha is Mercury coming at the end. Okay, so Vidhu must be that Chandrama. And then that Mercury, that is another, so it is said that Chandrama, Rohini, and then that Buddha. Buddha is the child of Chandrama and Rohini. Okay, it is given like that. So they were coming in that way, that full moon. then that Rohini and that planet would have. Right. Then Prabhu Padare Kavi Chabicha Sita. Prabhu's pada, meaning Bhagavan Sri Rama's footsteps, that spot that was left, he is walking, and Rekha means that path that he is walking, right? How did Mother Sita walk? Bicha Bicha Sita. She put her steps very carefully. It is said even with a little bit, not fear exactly, but that anxiousness that we don't want to step in the wrong way. I'll tell you, when Swami Shantananji came to Ramdut for, I think it was Ramdut Day, something we were doing, Guru Paduka Puja. And I had to conduct that puja. I was like that. Making sure you don't want to mess up. But when you're that anxious, that is the time you will do something. But Swamiji is so forgiving, he won't, he's so understanding. But I'll tell you, one of our brahmacharis was so nervous because Swamiji came to hear her satsanga. She fainted on that stage. It's true. We still tease her sometimes. So don't faint. So that, anxiety not to, very carefully, she does not want to step in the footprint of Bhagavan, so she's so careful. So she puts her footsteps in between his steps. Now Lakshmana is in trouble. There's no spot left. Lord Rama's footprints are there, and then her footprint. Where am I going to step? So Lakshmana steps a little to the left, keeping them always on his right side. Even when we do parikrama, how do? We always keep on the right side. So like that, keeping their path on the right side, Lakshmana is coming. Then avoiding both of their footprints. Siya Rama Pada Anka Badai Lakhana Chalai Magu Dahina line. So he is going, and the Dahina is the other side, keeping them on that right side. Came Lakhana Chalahi. He came like that. Okay. So then let us think a little bit for a moment why this imagery is given. In fact, there's a lot of artistic depictions of the three of them in this way. Why is that? Because for that jiva who is following, see, this Maya is following in the footsteps of Brahman, Lord, and this jiva is following in those footsteps. So what does that mean? That aspect of Maya, which is in line with the divine, if the jiva follows that path, jiva is safe. It is because Maya there is called like that aspect of Maya, which is Vidya Maya and Avidya Maya. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
Vidya Maya means that aspect of that Lord's illusion, this universe, that is in line with knowledge. That knowledge which takes you out of that Maya. And then there is Avidya Maya that takes you deeper into the illusion itself. For example, all of this satsanga, it is said that for the realized one, they don't need Vedas also. That doesn't mean asa. Meaning that Vedas are for one who is trying to use knowledge to come out. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to give a very nice example. It is, you are using something in the dream to take you out of the dream. Like when you're sleeping and you imagine that there's a tiger chasing you. When that tiger is chasing, you suddenly wake up from the dream. One friend, he was there, two friends were there in the forest, and one tiger started chasing them. So one friend running, and he's saying, "Oh, are you trying to outrun the tiger?" He said, "I don't need to outrun the tiger. I just need to outrun you." Tiger is the next one. So the one, if you are able to run, escape, in that dream you're imagining you're trying to escape that tiger. That tiger itself wakes you up from the dream. Or what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa ji gave example is, if you get a thorn, you're in the forest, you get thorn in the palm. How do you get the thorn out? You take another thorn and you take out that. So that Maya can take us out of this. That is why so much Devi Upasana is done. Even now, Navaratri, it is time to invoke Devi's blessings. Because Maya is not a curse. Maya is Lord's Maya. It is divine, wondrous. But if we understand Maya in the wrong way, anything becomes dangerous. Don't know how to use scissors properly, dangerous. Don't know how to drive properly, dangerous. You can drive properly, you can go anywhere. True. So that is given. That Jiva following behind that Maya, just Lord, all three of them together like that. Then this is so nice. Rama Lakhana siya priti suhai bachana agochara kimi kahi jai says that their love for one another, it was so, so wondrous, so ideal. Their love for each other. You should see, Rama is anxious for the happiness of Sita and Lakshmana. Lakshmana is anxious for their happiness. Mother Sita is anxious for. This is how our families, built on this sacrifice and love. People don't understand, why there's so many responsibilities, so many this thing, but it is not an onerous burden. It becomes a burden of love, that responsibility to each other. But in a Western society, exact opposite is taught. Well, one has to look out for oneself. What am I going to get out of it? Gurudev, in his first lectures, we saw in that Harikatha that he was looking for a place for that first lecture, I think in Pune. And they could not find any place. They said, there's one mansion. It is a haunted mansion. You can have the lecture there. Yeah, I can do that. He said, you're not worried about any ghost? I'm not worried about any ghost. He said, if you see any ghost, you just ask them for donation. It'll go away. You don't want to give. Don't want to keep all the time, But there's great joy in giving. Because when we are all understand how much is being given to us at any moment, then it becomes easy to give in return. Only when we're feeling nobody's doing anything for me, I have to do everything for myself. That mindset is so impoverished mindset actually. So this love between them, it was so ideal that they were epitome of that. Always concerned for each other's well-being. And that too, this is not just ordinary, but divine love. Then it was Bachana Agochara. Agochara means beyond the ken, beyond the reach of speech. Bachana. Beyond the reach of any speech. How can it be described? Kimi kahi jari. How is it possible to describe? Then the Khaga, Mriga, Magana, Dekhi. Dekhi means seeing. That Khaga, all the animals, Khaga is all the birds. Khaga is also same like Uraga. Ga means to go. Kha means space. That which goes in the space is birds. So that Khaga, birds, Mriga, all the animals, they were absolutely enraptured. Magan, enraptured means totally mind just goes seeing them. Stolen away. By which Rama? Liye, chori. Chori means like chor. Stolen away by this Rama who is Batohi. Batohi means like that Pathikara, the one who is the way. The translation given there is wayfarer, meaning in that traveling. Now, why Tulsidas loves this form of Rama, and why is that? Because this form is the one which, all beings can access that form. In a palace, in the rooms, birds, trees, they cannot see. But Lord Rama is giving darshan to all beings. That is why he went to the forest, to bring joy to all the village people, simple people living in that place. Now all these things are going on. who gets that the praise, who gets the access, and all worry about what is the strata in the society. We should. Our Lord Himself came in the form of that woodland person and gave darshan to who? All the birds, the trees, the animals, the plants, the rishis, the village people, tribal people. They were the ones who were fortunate enough to see. So this form, Tulsi Dasji loves very much because everyone can access, everyone can enjoy this form, and also there's no big grand and princely robes or all that garb. In fact, that takes away the beauty.
Yeah.
See, even this mala, very beautiful, but it hides a little bit of the image, right? That's why mala placement that is its own art. Make sure. So is not covered, very simple form, very accessible form, not locked away in any palace, but they're accessible, everyone can enjoy, okay? That form. Then let us see we'll see the doha. This part is not, you'll catch the tune that we can sing together. Whoever saw, this is so lovely, huh? Whoever whoever saw dekhe, this on the path, these travelers, Patika, the beloved Siya and Dobai, the two brothers, whoever saw them, okay? Bhava Magu Agamu, they just they got liberation from this Bhava Sagar, from this samsara. Immediately they got that liberation, which is without binushrama. Shrama means effort. This word ashrama comes from that also. So shrama means effort. So ashrama has two meanings also. Ashrama can mean where you put forth great effort, you do great tapas. And it can also mean where all effort ends, meaning where you go beyond realm of karma action. So in this sense, it is saying that whoever was able to see them, even the animals, birds, who saw these travelers in this way, they gained liberation immediately, without any effort. Just spontaneously it happened. So very nicely. So like that, we also will reach that goal if we can see. Now what we'll do, we'll see the very first verse of this next section. There. Here. Okay. We'll start with Munikaha. Right? No. Yeah. Ajahur. Ajahur. Yeah. Okay.
Jai
okay, well, I am not that bird, so I'm not that deer in the forest. What about me? Does that mean all of us are, don't get this once in a lifetime deal? No, Tulsi, she says so nicely. He soothes that worry in us. What does he say? Okay, to this very day, even now, anyone who even in a dream they see this Lakhan Siya Ram in this way, those same the wayfarers, this travelers, those who see them even in a dream, sapane, what happens? Rama Dhama Patha Paihi. So they go to Rama Dham. Even in a dream, if we see this image, we'll go to that place only, to where Bhagavan is. And what happens? It is that path which is difficult even for the beast to find. How many people, everyone is searching for that only. In fact, even that, even the most sinful person, what we might consider a wicked person, whatever they are doing, they are searching for this peace only. We just look for it in the wrong place, that's all. So if we see this image, that form, that Lord comes to us even in dream, then we also get that. What that means is mind has to be very pure for that thought to occur to us. Very easy for other thoughts to come. We don't even know where they come from. We're sitting there, we'll think suddenly, oh, I forgot to get this. I need to go to Costco. I forgot to buy, extra kitchen towels. They're running out at home. Those thoughts will come when we're trying to do other things, especially in this class.
Yeah.
Satsang is the time maximum we'll think about all those other things. But for mind to have the blessing to alight on the Lord like that, this is where the effort has to come, is to purify the mind so that it's easy for mind to turn to those thoughts rather than the other things. Right. Okay. So this is a good place, I think, for us to take a pause. And we will see now, they are going to come upon the ashrama of Valmiki ji, Sage Valmiki ji, and they're going to pose this question, and how he answers is so beautiful that we will see tomorrow. Okay. We'll just spend maybe 1 minute. We'll just sing Lord's name. We'll sing. We're going to have this thing, Aarti.
Oh,
Yes, we'll have Aarti.
okay.
You have it with you?
Yes. You're saying the Ramayana ji ki Aarti, right? I forgot to ask you.
No, if
I have it if you need it.
you have to sing.
No, not the singing, but we didn't.
Oh, that lamp is, we cannot light it? For the Aarti?
Let's check.
Is that okay? Or, yeah.
Can you check? So we should all be standing, right?
Yes, everyone stand for Aarti.
Our usual tune.
Which one?
Ramayana. No, this one. Aarti. This one. Okay. Are you going to be playing on the harmonium? Oh, okay. Then we have to catch that key, no?
No, you sing.
Okay. Okay, let her be ready. Yes.
कीरति कलित ललित सिय भीगी आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सिय भीगी गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद सुख शेष अनुसारद वरनि पवन सुत कीरति नीति आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस मुनि जन धन संतन को सर्वस सार अंश सम्मत सब ही की आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की गावत संतत शंभु भवानी अरुकट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कवि वर्ग पठानी पावहुसुंडी गरुड़ के की आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कलिमल हरणी विषय रस भीगी सुभग श्रृंगार मुक्ति शुभती की दलन रोग भव पूरी अमीगी काल माल सब विधि तुलसी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की आरती श्री रामायण जी
श्यावर रामचंद्र की
जय
त्वमेव माता
च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव
ॐ
पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम
Quick announcement. The pamphlets, you can please put them back on the windows. Oh, thank you.
Tomorrow we have material.
Yes. Tomorrow, we will begin at 7:15 with bhajans, and 7:30, the function will be in the temple hall.